Life is full of great moments, special moments, shared with friends, family, and loved ones. But for some, pain deprives us from fully enjoying these moments. If chronic pain is keeping you from fully enjoying life, there is hope. Hi, I'm Dr. Marta Martinez. At Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, we're dedicated to treating our patients with the most advanced and compassionate care possible. Visit us for an evaluation and let our experienced staff help you get back to living a pain-free life.
The Toros won the coin toss today. They elected to defer to the second half, so LBJ will be receiving. They'll have the wind at their back. LBJ defending the southern goal here at the SAC, and Cigarroa vice versa, defending the northern goal closest to the flagpole here at the SAC. So once again, excited to see these evenly matched team, 1-0 for each record, and right now we're going to pause real quick. I forgot. I was already forgetting. I'm so excited about the kickoff. I forgot we haven't done the anthem yet.
We're looking. I mean, last week, Oil, you and I got to see LBJ firsthand against Spartan, and what an exciting game it was, 14-7. And I think the excitement stems from we're looking forward to another great game. Makes our jobs considerably easier.
We sure are. And with this, we'll go to our Star Spangled Banner being performed tonight by Isabella A. Lopez. She is a senior at VMT Fine and Performing Arts School as well as J.W. Nixon, a two-time All-State Soprano 1 singer. Without further ado, here's our nation's anthem on 88.1 FM KHOY Laredo. I cannot hear it. Perfect. And we're going to have applause here because the anthem is playing as we speak, so this should probably end around the same time. So the nat sound may pick up the natural applause. No. Okay. Welcome back to Faith in Football, featuring the high school football game of the week. That Isabella A. Lopez, she is a senior at J.W. Nixon High School and the Vidal M. Trevino School of Fine and Performing Arts, a two-time All-State Soprano 1 singer, and a current first chair with the Texas Music Educators Association.
And you're listening to the beautiful rendition of the national anthem being introduced by her father, for those of you. You left out that most important title.
Well, I was trying to remain objective and unbiased.
No. We're on the air. We got the mic. There are kids. Just go with it.
Here at the SAC, the Navy JROTC from LBJ presenting our nation's colors, and we're just moments away from kickoff. If you just joined the broadcast, it's senior parent night for LBJ. They're the home team at the SAC. It's middle school football player night at the SAC. All the middle schools that feed LBJ. And you made mention of this about the number of football players from the middle schools here at the SAC tonight.
Well, you know, I've had an opportunity. Coach David Sanchez United High School. He was my coach in middle school. And as one of the most prominent coaches in Texas says, the numbers will work in your favor.
Yeah, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different middle schools here tonight. 5 different middle schools tonight. Think about Martin. They have 1.5. They have Kristen and some from Memorial. Nixon, 1.5. Some from Memorial, some from Lamar. And then Figueroa has 1 middle school. Then look at LBJ. 5 middle schools feeding to the program.
You know what? And I guarantee you, they get 10, 12 kids out of each middle school. There's a football team every year, isn't there?
It sure is. Nonetheless, a lot of growth in South Laredo, especially off Cuatro Vientos. So the population booming at LBJ, the population booming at United South, and both those programs will benefit from these increased numbers. I'm getting tongue twisted there from their middle schools. And we're finally set to kick off. Once again, Figueroa kicking into the wind, kicking towards the southern goal. Ball's finally in the air. And with that, the start of tonight's football game. LBJ will return this from about their own 18-yard line. LBJ out to the 30. And finally tackled near the 34-yard line. We'll see them first on offense. That was number 10 on the return for the Wolves. David Cortez, the senior receiver.
Well, you know, they got really good field position, and the kick returner showed real good patience to wait for his blocks to develop and be able to pick up some positive yards. And they got good field position at the 35-yard line. So, you know, last week, LBJ was not with their proposed starter who was not able to suit up. And so that's the case. That is not the case today. It looks like their quarterback today is it is Jerry Mendoza from last week. It is Mendoza from last week.
So Jerry Mendoza lined up at quarterback. That is number 1. The ball is spotted at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. As they used to say in the good old days, moving from right to left on your radio dial.
3-4 defense for Figueroa.
Man in motion for the Wolves.
Fumble in the backfield.
Running back recovers it. and he gets tackled for a loss of about 2 yards. There was a little bit of a broken play there.
It was, and we were talking about the defensive front four for LBJ, and we saw prominently exert their force last week. If that's it, what Figueroa did today was the same thing LBJ was doing last week. They continue to do that and be in the backfield of the offense for LBJ. LBJ's in for a long evening. Of course, that was just one play.
Ball is pushed back to the 32-yard line, 2nd and 14 for the Wolves. Jerry Mendoza in the gun, one running back to his right, 2 receivers to the right along the visitor sideline. Quick handoff goes to number 2, Rene Ramos, and he gets tackled near the 30-yard line. Should be another 2-yard loss. Did you get the number of that defender, Joe?
That was number 20, and on our roster, he is 20 with no name on there. So number 20 shot in from his left linebacker position, and he was able to get into the backfield.
He might be one of those sophomores that Coach Hine talked about. They brought up the sophomores to play on the varsity for tonight's game, so he might be one of those sophomores.
Boy, he hit him right at the hips and wrapped him around, and he wasn't going anywhere. So he needed no help from his teammates to help him finish that up. Just a really solid form tackle.
3rd and about 15 now for the Wolves. Line of scrimmage, their own 30-yard line. 3-step drop for the quarterback, a little bubble screen. Passes complete to number 81, but the Toro defense all over that, Joe.
Yeah, it's number 10 who was kickoff returner, and he did the whole thing. That was Ricky Villa, a sophomore, senior linebacker. More importantly than that, on those both plays right now, both defenders did one-on-one tackles on their own.
Right.
And that really
open field.
And so that's just beautiful football. That is gone. That is from just tackling during practice and practicing, because people don't realize you need to practice the tackle skills to make sure you're able to do that. And so that was 2 solid plays by open field by themselves.
About 4th and 11 for the Wolves. He'll be punting. The punter standing at his own 20-yard line. Back to receive for the Toros is Julio Garcia. And the punter does a rugby-style thing and gets a good punt off. Wind at his back, takes a total bounce, and it'll be down near the 31-yard line, and that's where the Toros will have their first offensive possession of the night.
It's like the start of course, today's start of college football started last week, but today we have a whole slate. I'm really excited to be able to watch Jacob Lozano today because of how special an athlete he is.
Yeah, we're both excited to see Jacob play today.
And what a great name, too. Not
yes.
just your average Joe.
I believe his middle name is Vladimir or Vladimiro. Jacob Vladimiro Lozano. So 1st and 10 for the Toros at their own 28-yard line. Handoff goes to number 4. Guess who? Jacob Lozano picks up a few yards on the play.
And number 6 for LBJ was in the backfield pretty quick to make Lozano cut inside, and that's where the motion came from. And so even though number 6 for LBJ,
there's 3 Sebastians, and that's one of them, Sebastian de Leon.
He might not have made the tackle, but he did his job.
3-yard gain by Lozano gives the Toros a 2nd and 7 from their own 31-yard line.
But it just shows you that if he would have made the tackle, it would have been 0 yards.
The Toros are in the gun. One receiver wide right, man in motion. That's Julio Garcia. Takes the handoff, runs wide right towards the home sideline, gets tackled near the 35-yard line, making the 36. He'll be a couple of yards short of the first down marker.
It looks like from what we're talking about at pregame, Doyle, how stout the defensive tackles are for LBJ.
36-yard line.
Figueroa is aware of that, and so they're trying to go on the outside to keep away from them.
So Jacob Lozano getting the call here. I talked to Coach Hine, like, who's going to be your starting quarterback? And he was so secretive. I thought we were Mar-a-Lago documents here. So Jacob is getting the call at quarterback on this opening drive. One receiver wide left. 3 running backs in the backfield, man in motion. Fake the handoff. Lozano keeps, picks up the first down and a little bit more. Gain of about 5 yards, tackled near the 42-yard line.
Well, they went to the right-hand side away from the defensive tackle. But again, it's really strong running from Lozano. He takes his time away for the blockers, and then when he finally realizes he's going to hit someone, I don't think the defensive player is actually doing the hitting. I think Lozano's doing the hitting.
1st and 10 for the Toros. Ball spotted at their own 42-yard line. Once again, moving towards that southern goal here at the sack. The wind is in their face, so they haven't tried a pass yet.
Keep in mind, this is the 2nd season in a row that Figueroa's fellow LBJ. Figueroa did put on LBJ last year at 41-10.
Receiver wide right by the home sideline. The other 10 are in the box. Jacob Lozano, direct snap, and he runs it right off between the right guard and the center, picks up about 7 on the play.
Yeah, that's another, and that is even more.
By number 5,
Seattle
Ricky
offense must
Sanchez.
have it scripted because they went wide left, they went wide right, and now they're punching it up right behind the center. And so they have a game plan. Whatever Coach Hine has told the guys, whatever script they're doing, seems to be working on this first drive.
6-yard gain by Lozano gives the Totos a 2nd and 4 line of scrimmage as the 48-yard line. New quarterback in the game now is number 12, Lethan Solis. He takes a snap and he runs left side off the left tackle, picks up the first down. He's tackled inside LBJ territory, and it's a run game for the Totos so far, Joe.
Well, it's predominantly a run team, and you know what? And it is a wildcat run. So you got to pick your poison.
44-yard line.
Solis,
First down
you want
for the
Lozano,
Toros.
you want Reyes getting the direct snap. And when you got fresh legs like that, constantly getting the ball, running downhill, it's sort of hard to stop.
The other thing I'm noticing, Joe, is those are some big, beefy guys on the offensive line for the Totos.
Yeah, number 72, the center, really needs his name called out because that young man is taking up space as well.
Lethan Solis in the gun, 2 receivers to his left, man in motion to his left. Fake the handoff. Lethan Solis, the quarterback, keeps, runs off the right tackle, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And 72, the starting center, is a senior
Made by
Armando
number 40.
Villegas for Cigarroa, and he is holding his own against that big pair of huge tackles for LBJ, which I think is Costilla and Rangel.
One of the other offensive linemen is Jorge Rangel, number 75. He's one of the team captains. Those are some big guys on that O-line for the Totos. It'll be 2nd and 9 after a 1-yard gain by the quarterback, Lethan Solis. He's in the gun, 2 receivers to his right, 1 in the slot. Looks over, has a man in motion, and this time he's met in the backfield by the LBJ defender, and he's dropped for a loss of about 5 yards.
Going for a 3-yard loss.
Well, they're going to mark it as a 3-yard loss. I saw it further back, but we don't argue with the officials.
That's number 7, who came shooting in from his outside
Brought down by
linebacker
number
spot or
88.
defensive end spot for
Leonardo
LBJ.
Marquez.
We were talking about how well Cigarroa tackled on that first drive. That was a perfect tackle as well. There was no broken tackle there. He hit him and he just put him down.
Joshua Castro, one of the team captains for LBJ, making the tackle.
That's why he's a team captain. He made that tackle. There you go.
3rd and 13 now for the Toros. Ball is pushed back to the 47-yard line of the Wolves. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Looks like they want to throw. Lethan Solis, a quarterback, 3-step drop, rolls to his right now. Looks like he's going to run, finally throws it away. And that's exactly what he did. He just threw it away, lived to play another down without a loss of further yards.
As Joshua Castro again coming in from his outside linebacker spot to make sure that Solis wasn't able to put his feet underneath him and put some velocity on that ball. But nonetheless, LBJ might have given up a couple first downs, but they held and they're going to get the ball back here.
So the Totos punting for the first time tonight. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first quarter. There's no score. We're live from the SAC tonight, where it's the Totos and the Wolves, both teams 1-0. The aforementioned quarterback, Lethan Solis, backing up to punt.
It is early in the season, and it's not a district game, so is there some trick plays to look out for?
Yeah, why not? Well, Lethan Solis bobbles the snap, so it's live. He finally gets the punt away, and this will take a Toto bounce, and it'll be down near the 5-yard line, so it'll pin the Wolves back deep in their own territory.
Well, we talked in opening about defense for LBJ, Jacob Lozano offense for Cigarroa, but we forgot about the third aspect.
Big play for the Wolves.
Push that about to the 29-yard
But I think
line.
the quarterback is number
Eight. Yes.
8, which is a,
Guillermo Trejo, the sophomore.
there you go. And when you got a threat like that, just give it to him again.
Cortez picks up 24 yards on the play, or 26 yards on the play on this 1st and 10. The pass is complete to number 1, Jerry Mendoza, and he picks up a few yards.
He was able to break a tackle out in the open field to make a play of 0 into about a gain of about 4. So it just shows you how strong the LBJ receivers were at that time. I mean, he had an LBJ receiver blocking to him. I'm a big fan of blocking receivers downfield. Love that.
Trips to the left along the home sideline. The quarterback in the backfield, that is a sophomore, Guillermo Trejo, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, a little slip screen. It's complete to Jerry Mendoza at the 35. Mendoza at the 45, finally pushed out of bounds near the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, LBJ.
His receiver mates, number
Push that
10,
about to the 47-yard line.
David Cortez, and number 11,
First
Anthony
down for
Rodriguez,
the
really did a
Wolves.
very good job of holding up their defensive backs and letting him run by them while they were blocking downfield. That's why that play worked.
Line of scrimmage is now the 47-yard line. 4:30 in the left of the first quarter, no score. Quick snap, another slip screen. Jerry Mendoza, the recipient, down the sideline again. They see a vulnerability on that Cigarroa defense. Mendoza out of bounds at the Cigarroa 44-yard line.
Again, that play works.
We have a timeout, and we're going to take a timeout with them. Back after these sponsorship messages on KHOY.
Texas Community Bank.
Sorry about that.
Visit Texas Community.
Laredo. It's time. Live Fall Concert 2022. Get ready for Signo. Sonido. Eric y su grupo Mazuri. Viene loca.
Les traigo esta cumbia que tiene ritmo y baile.
Costumbre.
Una delicia.
Live Fall Concert, October 1st, one night only. Make plans to attend Fall's biggest event at the Webb County Fairgrounds. Live Fall Concert, presented by Cerveza Dos Equis, Tecate Alta, Z93, and Big Buck 98.1.
Pad and hip sort of juked the one way. He was able to get around and pick up a big gain.
1st and 10 for the Wolves at the Toro 32-yard line. Handoff going again to Ramos, running right up the middle. There's a late flag coming in, so we'll have a penalty here. Moncada is our white cap tonight. Looks like it'll be a holding call. That's the preliminary indication against LBJ. Here comes the official call.
Holding. Offense, number 61. Number 10-yard penalty for the free spot. Big picture first down.
So that nullifies the good run there by Rene Ramos. And it is a holding call against the offense. It's a spot foul, so that pushes the line of scrimmage back to about the 42-yard line. So this will make it a 1st and 20 for the Wolves.
Well, that quick wide receiver pass out to the left-hand side seems to work. They got number 10 and 11 out there again with number 1. And so I wouldn't be shocked that they ran it 4 times in a row, Goyo.
If they go back to the air, trips to the left, 3 receivers along the home sideline. Ramos in the backfield with his quarterback. That is the sophomore, number 8, Guillermo Trejo. Takes a snap, 3-step drop, looks to his left, fires downfield, has a receiver open. The pass almost complete. That was going to Jerry Mendoza, but he
hit him right in the hands.
well, then Jacob Lozano came up and cleaned up, made sure that it stayed out of his hands.
You know what? I would drop that ball too.
So it'll bring up a 2nd and 20 now for the Wolves. Line of scrimmage remains the Toro 42-yard line. 3 receivers again to the far left along the home sideline.
Trejo, the sophomore quarterback, really put that pass right over the defender and dropped right in. So, he seems, if he has any nerves of being a sophomore, he's okay right now.
They changed the formation. 1 receiver to wide right, 2 to the left. Quarterback rolls to his left. That is Trejo. Squares his shoulders, looks downfield, decides to tuck and run at the 35. Going to be pushed out of bounds near the 33-yard line. Might get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but from this, it is a 3rd down and 11, it looks like, Goyle.
Yep.
But I guess they do have I don't have any idea what type of kicking game LBJ has. But from here, I would venture to say let's have a great game.
Well, we saw it last week when with 2 minutes to go in the football game. They tried the field goal and got blocked.
Right. So with that said, looks like this might be 2 down territory.
So 3rd and 11 now for LBJ. They go back to the air. Passes complete to number 11. Breaks 1 tackle, trying to break a 2nd. He's going to pick up the 1st down. And so Trejo connecting with Anthony Rodriguez, the junior tight end.
Anthony Rodriguez.
Junior tight end.
22-yard line.
Around this earlier from the left-hand side of the offensive set. Now he's on the right-hand side, picks up the ball, catches it, breaks 2 tackles, and picks up the 1st down. So the young man seems to be able to catch, run, and block.
LBJ threatening to score here. It's 0-0 with 3:06 and ticking in the 1st quarter. 1st and 10 Wolves at the Toro 22-yard line. 3 receivers to the far left. In the backfield is Ramos. Trejo, play action pass, another slip screen. It's complete to number 1. We've done this a few times tonight, and each time it's been successful. That is Jerry Mendoza. picking up about 9 yards on the play.
It looks like I'm watching the defense from Cigarroa and Jacob Lozano's out playing defense. I think they are cheating him a little bit on the close to that side of the field where they're running that screen, that slip screen for the wide receiver.
So the Wolves, actually, they're going to say it's a first down. I thought it was a 9-yard game, but now they're spotting it and telling the chain gang to move. So it's 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for the Wolves. LBJ in the red zone. 2 receivers to the far left. This time it's a handoff to number 2, Rene Ramos, and he gets stuffed in the backfield, maybe a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, number 47, one of the
Tackled by
linebackers,
number
Cigarroa,
54,
was able to shoot the
Diego
gap and
Ramirez.
get out there and make the running back. That was
Yeah,
Marco
Ramos on the
Madrigal
carry.
making a mess of the backfield
No
for
gain
the
on
Cigarroa Toro defense.
Loss of 1 pushes the line of scrimmage back to the 13-yard line. 2nd and 11 for LBJ. 3 receivers wide left, 1 to the right. Empty backfield for the quarterback. Number 8, Guillermo Trejo. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first. No score. Ramos now in motion to the right. He looks left, does the quarterback, fires to the end zone. Jerry Mendoza, 100 grab. It's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Yeah, he was a little bit outside the pylon, and so it was going to have to be some type of spectacular catch, one-handed, doing the ballerina toe dance out there to catch that one. But I'm really impressed with a sophomore quarterback. I mean, I don't recall calling the young man's name last week, and so
He was out last week.
there you go. And so the coaches, he seems to be very comfortable about what he's doing, and of course his offensive line gave him a bunch of time right there to throw the ball.
3rd and 11. Line of scrimmage remains a 13-yard line. 3 receivers to the right this time, 1 to the left. In the backfield is Rene Ramos. Trejo looking over the defense. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, looks to his right, moves up in the pocket. Under pressure is Trejo, trying to throw it away, and he does. This may be an intentional grounding. Not sure if he was outside the tackle box. The official has thrown something on the ground, but it's not a flag. He's going to go and consult because you have to be outside the tackle box and get it across the line of scrimmage. And I think he didn't either. Here comes the flag.
It's a little short.
Intentional grounding is going to be called on the Wolves.
But again, we just spoke about the previous play, how he seemed to have his wits about him. He had his wits about him there.
Yeah, but when you got some big beefy guys breathing down your neck,
He
you're
did the right.
trying to get rid of that ball.
He was trying to, and he had the right idea. It just didn't happen to work. So that's a great sign and very good coaching that the offensive coordinators from LBJ are doing with this young quarterback from LBJ.
You talked about 4-down territory earlier. It's going to be 4th down. Now, it's a loss of a down here with this penalty. They're going to march the ball back. It's a spot. I thought it was a spot foul. They're going to push it back to the 21-yard line. And so it'll be 4th down now. They can get a 1st down. It's not 4th and goal. It'll be 4th, and I'd say about 3 and 5 is 8. 4th and 19 is what we're going to call it. And they are going for the field goal attempt. That is Jonathan Figueroa. This will be a 38-yard field goal attempt. I do remind you, the wind is at their back.
Trejo's the holder.
I still think they go for the 3 points here with the wind at their back. The kick is up. It's a line drive, looks wide left. It is no good. Total defense bends but doesn't break. 154 left in the first.
Flores Castaño, importers and distributors of fine foods and products from Mexico and South Texas. With over 50 years' experience, Flores Castaño offers a wide array of recognizable brands such as Topo Chico, La Costeña, Umex juices, and the salsas, and Doña Maria Mole. Flores Castaño is
Our
committed to
audience doesn't
serving
know
its
that.
customers and community.
Okay.
Flores
I lowered it a little bit. Does that sound better? You said a smidgen, a pigeon.
Number 15.
A smidgen, a pigeon. Welcome back to Faith in Football. The Wolves attempting a 38-yard field goal. Had the distance, but it was wide left. The Totos now take over. It'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 21-yard line. 1:22 and ticking here in the first quarter. No score. In the backfield is the number 8, Julio Garcia, running right to the right at the 30. Garcia now to the 35. A late flag comes in. If the play stands, it'll be a 1st down for the Toros, but there is a penalty flag on the field.
I like it. I'm going to leave his number out, but there's already an offensive player looking around, pointing at himself like me. Was that me?
Number 21.
Oh, there you go. They called your number, so yeah, it was you.
Coach, I swear it was me.
Well, it's hard to deny when the referee calls your number.
We left it out purposely.
Well, because they call it. We don't have to call it.
I'll tell you, the funny thing is, wait till the film session tomorrow or Saturday. It was you. There you go.
2nd and 13 as a result of the spot foul. Line of scrimmage pushed back to the 18-yard line. Under 1 minute to go in the first quarter. The Toros with one receiver on either side of the quarterback. That's Lethan Solis, hands off. And getting tripped up in the backfield by the Wolves. That's number 4, Joe.
Martin Flores, another sophomore for LBJ. He came right down the line of scrimmage, and he just leveled him out of there. Well done. Well done.
A loss of a couple of yards on the play will make it now 3rd and 16 for Cigarroa. They're at their own 15-yard line.
Looks like they pulled out some of their defensive tackles and putting in another. They're putting the dime package in for a pass, but in this stiff wind, you know, it's got to be something off to the flat or maybe a tight end screen or something. I just can't imagine the quarterback being able to throw against his ball downfield 15, 20 yards. Win.
The Toros with 4 seconds left on the play clock. I don't know if they're going to get the ball. They do snap it with 3 seconds to go. Going to the air as Lethan Solis connects with his receiver, but he's going to be tackled short of the first down marker. Oh, no, they ruled it incomplete. I thought it was a catch, Joe.
You know, he didn't seem to have control over it, so when he hits the turf, the ball pops out. He never had control over it.
I noticed that Jacob Lozano wasn't on the field for this offensive drive, for this offensive possession. He was on defense, but he wasn't on offense.
We have some United South football players here today. I guess you're going to get a look-see of some of the district competition.
That's right. They're South Laredo rival. So the Toros are punting, receiving for LBJ's number 5, Ricky Sanchez. Lethan Solis with the punt for the Toros. Fair catch is called and fair catch is made. With that, we conclude our first quarter of play. We'll be right back after these brief messages on KHOY. First and 10 for the Wolves. They go right to the air and first down, trying to strike. Jerry Mendoza with a brilliant catch. He came back for the ball, Joe.
He was double covered out there by two Seattle defenders, and he really adjusted well to the ball, and he was able to go to the highest point and bring it down. So that is with the wind in their face, and they decided to go downfield. LBJ, well done, Mendoza.
They just switched the sides of the field. We're starting the second quarter here, and now LBJ in the red zone. First and 10. Ball is spotted at about the 16-yard line. We have officials calling some kind of timeout here. Cigarroa taking a timeout. We'll take another one with him. We'll be right back for more Faith in Football. Well, good. We're getting our spots in.
That start your day just right. That reminds you of what the energy, the spirit, the thing that unites families, friends, and others. Friday football on KGNX.
A world of opportunities awaits students enrolled at Laredo and United ISD. Our schools are ranked amongst the best in the state.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. I didn't actually see the penalty, but I will tell you there's a big gaping hole that
I could have ran
back.
through. I could have ran through.
the running back ran through.
It'll be first and about 15 now for the Wolves. The line of scrimmage pushed back to the 20-yard line. They're still in the red zone. No score tonight. 0-0 so far. The sophomore quarterback, three-step drop, fires to the end zone, has a receiver. Touchdown, Wolves!
Touchdown was number 11, Anthony Rodriguez. Another one of those blocking wide receivers. He didn't block that time, used his hands, came down with the ball around the 1-yard line and stepped right over to the end zone. Touchdown, LBJ.
So at the 11-minute and 11-second mark in the second quarter, we get our first score of the game. It's a 20-yard touchdown pass from the sophomore quarterback, Trejo, to, as the aforementioned, Anthony Rodriguez. Now on for the point after touchdown is Jonathan Figueroa. The kick is up and looks good. It is good. With 11:11 to go in the first half, it's LBJ 7, Figueroa 0. Back after these messages on Faith and Football. That was a nice pass.
It was. It was a nice catch.
And a nice read. He made his
I
read.
thought he was looking for
Mendoza.
Mendoza in the corner, and then he saw this guy cutting across. Looked like Mendoza and Rodriguez were sort of in the same general area, but he picked up the guy cutting across the field, which takes a little while to develop.
Right.
There's a growing
Gotta have the
concern for
blocking.
safety and security at schools and in public places. Our law enforcement agencies work around the clock to keep our community safe, but it is up to us to be the first line of defense. You see or hear of any suspicious behavior
At halftime, I'm going to go grab my water. You want something?
Yeah, I'll get a water.
Counselor, principal, or any
Okay.
police officer. Help us keep our schools.
Welcome back to
safe.
Faith and Football, featuring the high school football game of the week. 11:11 to go in the second quarter. We get our first score of the night. The LBJ Wolves, a 20-yard touchdown pass from the sophomore quarterback, Guillermo Trejo, to number 11, Anthony Rodriguez.
Well, and they did that predominantly on the pass. They had two large pass plays, one for the touchdown, another one for about 25 yards to Mendoza, but more importantly, into the wind.
Yes.
So now they're in a good spot here. Now that whole field position started with Figueroa having to punt into the wind.
During that break, you mentioned that the quarterback made a good read and that it was but that the route took time to develop. What did you attribute that to?
As you and I have been talking about, we believe that the defensive line, offensive line win games. I do. And so if you have your offensive lineman be able to get the quarterback, sophomore, young quarterback, Trejo, opportunity to go through his read, he's going to find someone.
Right.
I mean, I would say anyone's going to find someone. Maybe not anyone, but that's.
Suicide is the 12th leading cause of death in the U.S. The signs of depression aren't always obvious.
As people with depression may hide the signs.
People feel loneliness even when they
are not alone.
Often, they seem to be the happiest of the bunch. It's okay. Know you are not alone.
If you need someone to listen, just call 988.
988.
Reimagining Crisis Response.
No judgment. Just call 988.
For all of you at Figueroa High School, there's a WIC clinic right across the street from the high school that's been named in his and his late wife's honor. So he'll be talking a little bit about that. It's all coming up at halftime. It's Faith in Football.
Can't wait to hear it. Sounds like a wonderful gentleman.
Here comes the kickoff. That is number 30, Julio Hernandez, the junior kicker. A mid-range kick, fair catch made by the Toros, and they'll take over with a 1st and 10 near the 27-yard line. Yeah, Carlos Inez has been a long time a parent volunteer with LISD, and then of course was very involved with his children's school from elementary through middle all the way through high school. And recently retired from Laredo ISD and is out venturing on his own, very active with the Knights of Columbus and other groups. So he's like Mr. Church guy.
Well, there's nothing. LBJ was in there quick out there to make a mess of that running play. Keep the board developed. I'm looking for the number. That's Leonardo Marquez.
There you go.
Another senior defensive lineman. He seems to be getting some reps tonight. plays like that, he'll get a few more reps. I think.
I would think so. A loss of 2 makes it 2nd and 12 now for the Toros. Line of scrimmage is pushed back to the 27-yard line. Lethan Solis in at quarterback, in the gun. 2 receivers to his left along the home sideline, 1 to the far right. Solis takes a snap, looking to pass. Doesn't take a drop at all. Connects. A beautiful catch made by
Number 8 for Cigarroa.
Julio Garcia.
Boy, that was a heck of a catch.
Yes,
It really was.
over his shoulder. It's one thing to make the catch over your shoulder if you're running vertical downfield. He was running sideways, running horizontal to the sideline. That makes it really challenging to make it over the shoulder catch going in that direction.
Because of that catch, it gives him a very doable 3rd down and about 6.5.
Line of scrimmage for the Toros is now the 33-yard line. 2 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. Lethan Solis in an empty backfield. He's in the gun. Takes the snap. No drop. Sets his feet. Decides to tuck and run. Gets tripped up. Looked like he was going to pick up the 1st down, but number 7 on defense comes, swoops in and trips him up.
Swooped in. That's not the first time we've called number 7's number. That's Joshua Castro, outside linebacker, senior, and he's made a couple individual. That's his 3rd tackle of this half that I recall. So he's having an outstanding game on the defensive side of the ball for the Wolves.
Solis picked up a yard. Looked like he had open green, was going to get the 1st down until Castro came and tripped him up, grabbed him by the ankles. It'll be 4th and 5, and the Toros are punting. This time it's Jacob Lozano in the game to punt. Before, it's been Lethan Solis. Can we see some trickery here? High snap. Lozano corrals it, manages to punt the ball away. And this will take a total bounce. It's down to the 20, going to roll down to about the 15. Marking it about the 14-yard line. Excellent punt for the Toros.
Yeah, they really took advantage. And you know what? We talked about Lozano's skill set of basketball, track, field events, football. That snap was a little high. He went up with one hand and
like a rebound.
Like a rebound, and then he was able to use the wind to his advantage, and they really put LBJ in a hole. What looked like LBJ was going to have great field position to start this drive with. LBJ's in a hole now, thanks to the good special teams play.
9:29 left in the 2nd quarter. LBJ 7, Cigarroa 0. 1st and 10 for the Wolves at their own 14-yard line. It's a gorgeous evening. The wind is picked up. The sun has set. And LBJ out of the gun. End around, goes to number 1, Jerry Mendoza around the left side. Jerry Mendoza breaks 2 tackles. Still on his feet, hurdles another one. Jerry Mendoza picks up the 1st down and about an extra 3 or 4 yards. It'll be 1st and 10, LBJ at their own 28-yard line.
And after Jerry Mendoza, broke a couple tackles and hurdled another would-be tackler, number 4, Jacob Lozano comes in, and he was literally trying to strip that ball out there, Goyo. He was trying to pull it out of the 28-yard back's arms.
1st and 10 for the Wolves. Ball at the 28-yard line. 1 receiver wide right. That is Jerry Mendoza, which is at the big play right now. 2 receivers to the left along the Cigarroa sideline. In the backfield is Rene Ramos with the sophomore quarterback. That is number 10, Guillermo Trejo. Hands off the ball, big hole. Rene Ramos near the 40-yard line. Rene Ramos finally getting tackled at about the 41. It'll be another 1st and 10 for the Wolves.
They talk about chunks of yardage. In the last 2 plays, there were big chunks of yardage. They changed that field position from the 14-yard line to the 41-yard line.
About a 12-yard average on the last 2 plays. Ball is spotted at the 41. LBJ lines up quickly. Cigarroa takes their 3rd and final timeout. We'll take one with them. 8:30 left in the 2nd quarter. LBJ 7, Cigarroa 0 on Faith and Football.
I got a letter from it.
Our children deserve a safe, secure, and healthy learning environment.
So let me do the one he did to me that freaked me out. Comes up from behind. I don't know who's doing it. I feel this. I think it was Blasey.
If you suspect criminal activity
I feel
or
that
hear
was
about
very
something
loving.
dangerous, notify a teacher, counselor, school principal, or police officer immediately.
I hope we're off the
Let's
air,
keep our schools
Bennett.
safe.
We better be muted. Blackmail. Welcome back to Faith and Football. 1st and 10 for LBJ. The Toros taking their 3rd and final timeout. 7-0 is our score. The Wolves lead. 8:30 left in the second. LBJ with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Trejo, the quarterback. Bad snap. Trejo trying to fall on it. It's still loose. It's still loose. And they finally recover the ball. I say finally because 3 different people tried to fall on it, and LBJ got lucky.
They got real lucky. Okay. Well, it is oblong. It doesn't bounce the way you would hope it would, the football itself. And so Trejo was able to get back on it real quick because that really put him in a, what's that? That's second down and 21?
Puts them in a pickle. 2nd and 22. Line of scrimmage is pushed back to their own 29-yard line. LBJ still has 2 timeouts left here in the first half. Cigarro has burned all of theirs. We're under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Coming up at the half is Carlos Rene Ramirez Jr., our guest for Faith in Football. Right now, LBJ with 3 receivers wide right, 2 wide left, empty backfield. Trejo, the quarterback, in the gun. We would think they'd be throwing from this. Another high snap. Trejo corrals it, brings it down, fires across the middle. This might be an interference, and here comes the late flag. An interference is going to be called against the Toros. Pass intended for number 2, Rene Ramos.
Yeah, the defensive back has every right to the football when it's in the air. You just can't go through the receiver to get there.
Right. You have to make an attempt on the ball and not go through the receiver. We're awaiting the official call. They're already marking it off, though. Here comes the call from the Whitecaps.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 4. 15 yards out.
So the pass interference called on number 4, the safety for the Toros. It gives them an automatic first down. Remember, in high school football, it's not they don't spot it like they do in the NFL. It said they mark off the 10 yards, but it is an automatic first down. So the line of scrimmage is now the 41-yard line of the Wolves.
We were here before.
Yes.
First down for the Wolves.
It's deja vu all over again.
We were just here, weren't we?
2 receivers wide left along the visitor sideline, 1 wide right. Rene Ramos in the backfield with Trejo, the quarterback. He's in the gun, looking over the defense. 4 seconds on the play clock. They get the ball snap. They fake it to Mendoza, hand off to Ramos. He picks up a few yards on the play.
Yeah, tackle was made by number 28 from his linebacker spot.
And then Ramos on the carry.
LBJ can continually
Brought down
control
by
line
number
of scrimmage.
20, Diego Fernandez.
I think that the
Gain of
Seattle
4.
defense is in a 3-4. They might have to cheat up a little bit with their linebackers because you just can't be giving them 4 or 5 yards at a chop.
2nd and 6 now. The toss going to number 10, David Cortez, running to the right side, trying to turn that corner. He does, and he picks up about 7 yards in the process.
A really nice, nifty, solid piece of running.
David Cortez on the carry.
As a running back, you get the ball, and you sort of want to just tear off and go. You got to wait for your blocks to develop. That's exactly what that running back did for LBJ. Waited, and he was able to break outside of the blocks and come in.
That's probably one of the hardest things to teach high school players, to be that patient. 1st and 10 now for the Wolves. Are inside Cigarroa territory at the 47-yard line. 6:46 and ticking in the second quarter. The Wolves lead 7-0. Trejo, the quarterback, in the gun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to throw, firing for Jerry Mendoza, man-to-man coverage, and Mendoza, another nice catch like he did earlier tonight, and a flag. This might be offensive pass interference, Joe.
That's what I'm thinking because he had 2. I don't know.
He had man-to-man, and then Lozano came over from the safety position to help mop up, but it was man-to-man for the most part. So I think they may call him for a push-off.
I'm thinking, I saw it.
Yes.
Let's see where it goes.
There was a lot of hands.
He was very handsy.
They were handsy. They were violating personal space there. Keep that separation between you all.
What happened to that COVID 6-foot stuff?
Right. There it is. They call it on Jerry Mendoza.
Even though he got called for it, it was still
a great catch. Yeah.
And he was able to position his body and maybe hand check a little bit to give him a little space, but still, what a great catch. And you know what? We haven't mentioned this. Mendoza is of a lanky nature, and he's a little taller than the defensive backs that he's up against. Look, he's telling Coach, hey.
Sorry about that. I didn't do it, Coach.
Wow.
It was incidental contact. It'll be 1st and 25 now for the Wolves after that penalty. They were in Cigarroa territory. They're back at their own 38-yard line now. 2 receivers to either side. Ramos in the backfield with Trejo. He's in the gun. Looks over the defense. 10 seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap. Rolls to his right. Squares his shoulders. Fires downfield for Mendoza. Goes right back to him.
Nice timing pattern.
Yes.
And that is just beautiful. Quarterback rolls out to his right. His head is up. He's
to the 49-yard line of
of scrimmage. Ball cocked, ready to go. before Mendoza breaks, the ball's already at the air, right at the line of scrimmage, where the only person who has an opportunity to catch that is Mendoza. Solid play by the quarterback, great route running by the receiver.
13-yard gain by Jerry Mendoza makes it 2nd and 12 now for LBJ. They're at the 49-yard line of the Wolves. Rolls to his right again, looking for Mendoza again. Under pressure this time, dumps it, almost gets intercepted. It is intercepted. The Toros come up with an INT. Big play for the defense by the Toros.
Yeah, it's a linebacker, number 54 from Cigarroa. That's the old picture. And the ball gets up there, and even a linebacker is going to say, hey, here's my opportunity.
Diego Ramirez with the first turnover of tonight's football game. The Toros take over with excellent field position with 6:16 left in the second quarter. Once again, LBJ leads 7-0. The Toros trying to get on the board before the half ends.
They got the wind to their back also, though. It's going to help them if they choose to use the passing game a little bit.
Jacob Lozano back on offense. This is for the first time since the opening drive tonight.
Wildcat City right about now.
Yeah, I think we'll see Jacob Lozano going right, Jacob Lozano going left. We're going to have a timeout by LBJ. We'll take one with them. Back after these messages, you're listening to Faith in Football.
LBJ.
We all have a role in keeping our schools healthy.
Life is full of great moments, special moments, shared with friends, family, and loved ones. But for some, pain deprives us from fully enjoying these moments. If chronic pain is keeping you from fully enjoying life, there is hope. Hi, I'm Dr. Marta Martinez. At Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, we're dedicated to treating our patients with the most advanced and compassionate care possible. Visit us for an evaluation and let our experienced staff help you get back to living a pain-free life.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week. It's Faith in Football. 6:16 left in the second quarter. LBJ 7, Cigarroa 0. LBJ just intercepted the ball. It is 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Jacob Lozano in at quarterback. It's Wildcat to the right. Off the right side, picks up a few yards, trying to turn the field. Whoa! Lozano at the 35, at the 30, Lozano at the 20, Lozano at the 10. Looks back and he scores. Touchdown, Toros! Now a late penalty comes in. Taunting.
Taunting by Lozano, absolutely.
Well, that's our preliminary. Yeah, but we'll wait for the official call. But more than likely, it may nullify the touchdown because he taunted the defenders.
I will tell you.
He looked back at him.
I thought he looked back to gauge where he was.
But he may have said or done something. Carlo Hine is on the field challenging the call already, saying, please don't nullify the touchdown. He's talking to Jacob, telling him, yeah, he tells, hey, great run, but you can't be taunting them.
You know what? That's really, I mean, he gives the guy a hug.
That's what we call him the. They're going to call it a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll bring the ball back to the 25-yard line because he did it at the 10-yard line. So it nullifies the touchdown. It'll be 1st and 10 Toros at the Wolves 25. Going back to what Carlo Hine just did, you said he hugged, instead of scolding him, instead of yelling, he hugged him and probably gently corrected him.
Gently corrected
him. And the Catholic Church, they call that being pastoral.
Pastoral.
He was being a shepherd to the young man.
Well, I'm going to have to coach Hines pastoral.
Yes.
Who would have thunk it?
1st and 10 now. Wide right are two receivers. Once again, it's Jacob Lozano going to the right off the right tackle. Picks up about 6 yards on the play.
Again, let's go back to the touchdown. I'm not talking about what happened in the taunting. It just shows you how quick Lozano was to get on the edge and then turn his shoulders upfield and then just get through that hole quickly.
If you give him a small lane, he's going to bust right through it.
And he outran those kids. There was no need. He just outran them.
Yep, showed his athleticism. 6-yard gain on the last play by Lozano makes it 2nd and 4. Ball at the 19-yard line. The Toros are in the red zone. 5:17 and ticking. LBJ leads 7-0. Another snap to Lozano, this time running to the left. Has a big hole again. Bounces out. And actually, I stand corrected. That's Lethan Solis in the quarterback. He picks up the first down. So Lethan Solis came in at quarterback. I wasn't paying attention. And he picks up the first down.
Yeah, he's had the last 2 carries. And the offensive line for Cigarroa is giving him a little window of opportunity to get through the line of scrimmage, pick up positive yards.
Well, Lethan Solis runs off now. I'm paying attention. Jacob back in at quarterback.
I know what I would do.
1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. 4:50 and ticking here in the first half. The Toros threatening for the second time tonight. Lozano, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He takes it right up the middle, does Lozano. gets to about the 12-yard line, making the 13, and that's where he's tackled. A gain nonetheless of 4 yards for the Toros.
Well, you can pick up 4 yards at a pop like that. It's a pretty solid offense. But what a great sustained drive that Seattle has had here with 4:24 left in the second quarter, the half. The truth of the matter is what could have been a big downer turns into, hey, we did it. We got called. Let's continue our business, and let's try to get a touchdown. And it looks like
This might work to the Toto advantage, though, because they get to burn more clock and don't allow the LBJ offense to get the ball back with a lot of time on the clock. 2nd and 8 now after the 4-yard gain by Lozano. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Play is blown dead. We have a penalty flag on the field, more than likely a false start.
looks that way. Someone got a little bit jittery, tried to get a head start. I like to say, I don't like to say this, but I think the word works real well. You know, that this drive has had 2 penalties that have been really any penalties detrimental. But on this play, call back a touchdown, and then you lose some positive yardage. So penalties are, the bane of a coach's existence, and that really holds true right now.
2nd and 11 now after the penalty. Line of scrimmage pushed back to the 13-yard line. Direct snap out of the Wildcat. Lozano to the end zone. Touchdown, Toros. This one stands. A 13-yard touchdown run for Jacob Lozano, and the Cigarroa Toros are on the board for the first time tonight.
I'm smiling because let me tell you something. He did not turn around at all. He didn't bother to talk to anyone. Well done, young man. Well done. Well done. Hey, you get excited. It's football. You get excited.
Yeah, especially on a big play.
Hey, Goyo and I were talking a little minute ago. This is our second game of the season. Our jobs are made so easy when you have really entertaining football as we're having tonight, as we did last week.
Humberto Silva on for the point after touchdown. The kick is up. It is good. The score is tied 7-7. 3:43 left in the first half. We'll be right back after this message.
Get ready for Signo. Sonido. Eric y su grupo Mazuri. Viene loca.
Les traigo esta cumbia que tiene rico baile.
Costumbre. Live fall concert. October 1st, one night only. Make plans to attend fall's biggest event at the Webb County Fairgrounds.
Returning this from their own 14-yard line at the 20, now at the 22-yard line, getting out to the 30, to the 35, and the Wolves finally pushed out of bounds near the 35. We do have a penalty flag. That was number 33 on the return. Nice return, but this may be called back as a result of a blocking penalty. I wonder if it's a below the knees block.
I didn't catch that one. I'm watching the game intently, and I didn't see where that might have happened.
No, it's just a holding. Push in the back.
Just your standard holding.
Yeah, push in the back. So it's a push in the back against the Wolves. They brings the ball back to about the 28-yard line. Still good field position nonetheless. And first and 10 for LBJ. They have 1 timeout left. The Toros none. 3:34 left here on the clock. 3 receivers far right, none to the left. Ramos in the backfield with the quarterback. That is Trejo in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Hands off to Ramos. Starts left, bounces back right. He picks up a block at the 35, out of bounds here, the 37. He's close to the first down marker. I think he's going to be about a yard short. Nice 9-yard gain for the Wolves.
Beautiful 9-yard gain. He had a real good, once he got through the initial line of scrimmage, he had a juke to come out to the right-hand side. And then Mendoza, number 1, was able to get one last block to pick up a few more positive yards. Really solid running.
2nd and 1 now for LBJ. Ball at the 37-yard line. Clock stops because he went out of bounds. It's 3:26 left in the first half. 3 receivers to the right. Trejo 3-step drop, fires downfield, has another receiver open. That's Jerry Mendoza. Double coverage, and he still almost came down with it.
Yeah, he's we mentioned that I think during break or previously. Mendoza's a little lanky, a little taller than defensive backs, and he has really good jumping ability. He got up there and he had his hands on the ball. I thought he was going to come down with it, Doyle.
Ricky Villa was defending on that play, plus the help from another defender, and the ball was thrown in between the defenders a little high, but that's where it needs to be thrown for somebody like Jerry Mendoza, so the shorter defenders don't get to it. 3rd and 1 now. They keep the ball on the ground. Rene Ramos up the middle. He's tackled near the 40-yard line, but more than enough to pick up the first down. Did it be a 3-yard gain?
Not a very exciting play right behind the left-hand part of the center, but up for 3 yards, and all they need is 1. So the exciting part is they still got a fresh set of downs to go, the LBJ offense.
The chains move. 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Ball now at their own 40-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Rene Ramos in the backfield with Trejo. He's in the gun, looking to the sideline to get the play. 13 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry here. Quick snap, fires to his left, completes to Cortez. He picks up about 7 yards on the catch.
That's really quick. That's really solid football because the ball was thrown out there quickly. Cortez didn't think about anything but went straight upfield. There was no juking. There was no kind. He just went straight upfield and picked up an extra 2-3 yards. That gives them a second down and short.
Ball now spotted at their own 47-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the far left. Ramos in the backfield with Trejo. 2:20 to go here in the first half. They go back to the air, play action pass. This looked like it was trying to be a slip or a bubble screen, but that was broken up by the Toro defense.
You know what? I'm really impressed with the sophomore quarterback for LBJ because that's really the first poor pass I've seen the whole first half. Everything has been thrown in the air.
The second one, he had an interception.
Yeah, that was a tip drill.
But he should have thrown it away, in my opinion. You talked about making a smart decision earlier when he got the intentional grounding.
That wasn't one.
That one wasn't one.
That wasn't one. That's what we're talking about, yeah.
3rd and 3 now for the Wolves. Ball still spotted at the 47-yard line. In the backfield is Ramos, takes a snap, runs right, trying to turn upfield, being chased in the backfield. Ramos hurdles one defender, gets pushed out of bounds. Let's see where the spot is. He's close to the first down marker, but I think they're going to spot him short of it. Now the whistles come blowing in. We may have a flag on the field.
A little extracurricular.
So they're spotting the ball at the line of scrimmage, I should say.
There it is.
But there's a flag over on the Toro side of the field, and it's away from the run. I'm not sure what the infraction is going to be here, but if it's against the Wolves or it's against the other team, it hurts them both because it would have been 4th down for LBJ if it's on them. Right? Or if it's on the Toros, it would have been 4th down for LBJ, vice versa. If it's on the Wolves, it would have given them a 4th and 1.
After the play, personal foul. Offense. He threw a punch. 81 has been disqualified.
Ooh.
Yeah,
now that's something you don't see every day. He's been disqualified.
I saw it. You know what? I'm going to be completely honest. He didn't initiate that. He just got caught retaliating. That's perfect. That's exactly what happened.
Well, the severity of it must have been strong or intense for him to be disqualified immediately. They usually give you that penalty and give you a little warning, but for him to be disqualified from the game, that's a big move and a big loss for the LBJ offense. Pushes them way back now to their own 33-yard line. This will be and it's a loss of downs, by the way, because it's a dead ball foul. So now it'll be 4th and 17 for LBJ. And it looked like they were going to go for it, but now they decided to punt.
As they should. I wouldn't want to give Lozano a couple plays, would you?
No, I wouldn't. And there's a little bit of confusion. They finally got the right personnel on the field. That is number 28, Figueroa, standing back for the punting duties, and receiving for the Toros looks like Julio Garcia, number 8. He's standing way back, though, at his own 25-yard line. Now we have a penalty flag. It's going to be probably a play clock violation, a delay of game.
I think it was done purposely for that.
Ball start. Offense. Your penalty. Remains 4th down.
Well, it'd be a good strategy. Less time on the game clock for the Toros.
They have 0 timeouts. They're
Right.
a predominantly running team. Now they will have the wind to their back. We've seen Solis have the arm strength to get it downfield.
So Figueroa takes the snap, rugby-style punt. Ball is in the air, into the wind. This will take a sideways roll. It'll be down near the 37-yard line. That's where the Toros will take over with a little more than a minute, about a minute and 25 seconds. Quarterback, I find it fascinating how he doesn't take a three-step drop. He takes the snap and he simply pivots and looks for his receiver. Normally, the quarterbacks take a three-step drop just to get situated. He just stands there and pivots and throws.
It shows you how strong he is because he's not even stepping into the throw. He's just throwing it downfield all arm.
So the incomplete pass will make it 2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage remains at 37-yard line. 1:20 left now in the first half. Solis remains in at quarterback, empty backfield, 2 receivers to the far right along the visitor sideline, 1 to the far left. He's looking to his right, has time, finds the receiver open, connects his pass, and it is complete. That looks like Humberto Silva making the grab. He stays inbound, so the clock continues to run. No timeouts for the Toros. And the Toros not showing much urgency here.
No, that pass went out to Lozano in the slot.
Oh, I thought it was
And he
Silva.
was trying to get out of bounds. The LBJ defense did a great job of keeping him in, and so the clock's running with no timeouts. It looks like
3rd and 2, Solis, the quarterback, out of the gun, keeps it on the ground, picks up the first down. Clock stops momentarily as the chains move. We're under a minute to go here in the second quarter.
Tackle made by number 7, Joshua Castro.
Now they're going to line up quickly, but yeah, they wind that clock up fast. It's already going. So we're at the 41-second mark here. Solis remains in at quarterback, 2 receivers right, far right, 1 wide left. He rolls to his right, he's under pressure, going to throw this away. He's outside the tackle box, and he got the ball across the line of scrimmage and no intentional grounding call.
Well, still gives them some decent field position with 32 seconds left, and you got a bunch of threats out there. You know, Solis can throw the ball deep. We've seen that. He has the wind to his back, and you got Lozano and some other skilled players that the ball takes a funny bounce sometimes. You just never know what happens.
Clock stops with that incomplete pass. 32 seconds left. 7-7 is our score. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on Faith in Football on 88.1 KHOY, Laredo, Texas. 2nd and 10 now. Ball at the 49-yard line.
LBJ defense a little off kilter right now.
2 receivers left, 1 right. He comes back to his left, a little screen. This one nearly intercepted. That was a dangerous pass. Number 4 for the Wolves, Martin Flores, almost coming up with the INT.
Boy, he had illusions of grandeur there. He almost came with that. He had nothing but green field out there. And we're talking about maybe sometimes the ball shouldn't be thrown. That's a time that maybe the quarterback should have eaten that
or thrown it away, thrown out of bounds.
Yeah, out of bounds.
27 seconds left, 3rd and 10. Line of scrimmage remains the Wolves' 49-yard line. The Toros trying to get on the scoreboard one more time. All the scoring is coming in the second half. It's 7-7 here at the sack. 3rd and 10. That's a different quarterback, not Lethan Solis. Instead, it's Julio Garcia out of the Wildcat, bounces to the right side, picks up the first down, gets out of bounds. Chains move, clock stops, 1st and 10 Toros.
That's right. You got 20 seconds. I don't know if they can run all 4 plays, but it gives them an opportunity from this point of the field that they can maybe go to the end zone once or twice.
Line of scrimmage is the LBJ 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for Cigarroa. 20 seconds left. We saw Jacob Lozano score in less time a little while ago.
Yeah, they really rotate their quarterbacks and wide receivers, running backs, all different places.
Julio Garcia out of the Wildcat, under pressure, gets dropped in the background,
Very
in the backfield, pardon me.
That's number 10 coming in from the defensive end position.
Tackle made by number 40.
I'll just say it next time. 2nd and 15. They're going with a hurry-up offense. 3 seconds left. They down it. They'll have one more play here. 2 seconds left on the clock for the end of the first half. And Cigarroa has one more play. Gives them a little bit of time to get organized here. Coming up at the half once again is Faith in Football with our special guest, Carlos René Ramirez Jr. We'll try to get a scoring update from Shirley Field. See how the Nixon Mustangs are faring over there. They're home openers tonight.
their home opener tonight. They had a good defensive performance last week. Their offense,
Well, their offense was missed just like LBJ last week, missing their starting quarterback.
Yes, and I don't think they're going to get him back this week either.
3rd and 15. And they keep it on the ground. That is Jacob Lozano. He gets tackled, and that concludes our first half of play. LBJ 7, Cigarroa 7. We're going to take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then right after that, it'll be Faith in Football with Carlos Rene Ramirez Jr. You're listening to the High School Football. Hi, how are you?
Some guys were like, probably their first time. Like, how do we get up to us? Oh, I would usually do it right here.
It's time! Live Fall Concert 2022. Get ready for Signo. Sonido. Eric y su grupo Mazuri.
Les traigo esta cumbia que tiene rico baile.
Costumbre.
Una bendición.
Live Fall Concert, October 1st, one night only. Make plans to attend Fall's biggest event at the Webb County Fairgrounds. Live Fall Concert, presented by Cerveza 2X, Tecate Alta, Z93, and Big Buck 98.1.
Flores Castaño, importers and distributors of fine foods and products from Mexico and South Texas. With over 50 years' experience, Flores Castaño offers a wide array of recognizable brands such as Topo Chico, La Costeña, Umex Juices, Herde Salsas, and Doña Maria Mole. Flores Castaño is committed to serving its customers and community. Flores Castaño, a legacy of excellence.
No, this coming. Are you gonna watch? Or nah?
I haven't watched it like with a real person.
I prefer watching college football. NFL for me is just too. I don't know what the word is. College is like this. Just not more exciting. Real rivalry.
It's the opposite. It's like I just see the best in the world play, and that's it. Like, I stopped caring a lot about like just random schools and baskets.
In Alabama.
Because I used to see all day Saturday watching the other.
That's what I try to do.
Growing up.
Yeah.
And then at some point I was like, dude, I'm like 7. So I need to need some time and I'll watch sports. I need to cut something out in college. Sports, basketball became like a casualty. I'll watch like the playoffs and the games.
Right.
Not like I used to.
Yeah, I don't watch college basketball, college baseball until it's until it's more Madness. That kind of stuff. Yeah, but I love watching college football. I'd rather watch that. Yeah, usually starts on Saturday. They play up.
They're supposed to. Is this really good or still?
I don't really. I never believe the hype, and I hate preseason polls because it's all. I don't know what they base it on. Yeah. I'm like,
it seems like they always
was just in preseason. They haven't proved anything yet. Now, if they start to win, okay, we'll beat some good opponents who deserve to be ranked. Yeah, so far, yeah. I was never a big Ellen fan. I don't know why. I never wanted that. It's like everyone at UT was trying to make them the next Colt McCoy. There was only one Colt McCoy.
That's the part is I wasn't that impressed with him either in college, but in the NFL,
It's hard to get there, especially as a position coach. He's getting real coaching for how to be a quarterback, the mechanics and all that, making reads. He's probably got a better O-line. Louisiana Monroe is a cupcake. And the next is kick.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's halftime entertainment show.
I had tickets to the
It is a great pride and honor to introduce the award-winning Liberty Dream Catchers. direction of Head Director Patricia P. Sandoval and Assistant Director Frida Amaya.
I don't know. I haven't. There's no even announced it yet. I figured it's going to be announced again.
The recipient of Dreamcatcher Week is sophomore
I
Megan
really don't know.
Solis.
The schedule that I've looked at didn't have.
The 2022-2023
They're all
Dreamcatcher
TBA,
Officer
TBA, TBA.
includes Social Officer Natalia Alvarez,
Oh man, I forgot to check the schedule.
Social Officer Leiseli Benavides,
Yeah, the next game's here.
Junior Lieutenant Amberly Villarreal,
The Raiders.
Senior Lieutenant Emily Alvarado,
Here.
Senior Lieutenant Julissa Ramirez, Co-Captain and Senior Vanessa Romero, and the 2022-2023 Dreamcatcher Captain, Senior Anaí Diaz.
Oh, the Cordon Bleu. It's a lot better when it's hot. How you feeling? How you doing? Yeah.
And yeah,
Sitting over there. Said he had a bad day at work today.
South Texas, the Lyndon B. Johnson High School Dreamcatchers. Enjoy the show.
How do I track all these people? Big King,
Ay, cabrón.
Because Arden tweet only got it. And then it's like, you know who you are? Well, don't tell them that I told you. Then it's like, okay, so Arden, you don't want me to tell people that you know that he's in the school board? Is that? Yeah. Don't tell them that I told you. I said, I told a lot of people, yeah, I didn't start working on that. Yeah, but she lives. Yeah, but she lives behind me, so she's in my district, but she still spends her dad's address. That's where she's registered about. She was telling me, but she's in People's District. Yeah, but Benita, JBD, David Paul. No, but he can vote for me. How do they go to vote? Yeah. But the Melendez, Greg Melendez, Art Melendez. Yeah, anyone who wins a picture pretty much is the height. I've already been thinking like strategy what to do where I don't need to spend a lot of money. I'm gonna make just a handful of signs for now. And I'm gonna go stand outside my house and pick up the drop off in the morning and afternoon. Bring the drop off and just stand there and say, I'm gonna print some little cards with Henry Mejia. I tell people, hey, here's a card. Pass them out to I need to vote. And I go stand outside Gallego, and just stand there in the corner and scream. He's gonna stand there and put some sweat equity in it. And then the afternoon. And I'm gonna start sending texts out. I can do like 20 in a group. That's the max my phone will allow. And start saying, hey friends, I'm running this. So I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna start one just for the campaign. That on Instagram probably. And I'm gonna say, hey guys, Not hearing that. So I'm gonna, I need to open one. I was gonna have Basita run that for me. I don't wanna crash it. And with the what? Yeah. Yeah, she put in her 2-week notice on Monday.
Oh, okay. So she started.
So what she did, she's been doing both. She was doing part-time with the engineering, full-time with her current company. So next Friday is her last day, and she's hoping to come on full-time with the engineering company.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field the award-winning Lyndon Johnson High School Mighty Wolf Band. The Wolf Band received superior ratings from all judges of the 2021 UIL Marching Contest, advancing to the LAT Marching Contest. Tonight, the Wolf Band will be performing a portion of their 2022 UIL show entitled Somos, We Are, written by Jose Valenzuela. The show features senior trombone soloist Oscar Sandoval, junior flute soloist Luis Diaz,
Yeah, I was just beat up from today.
Arturo Mendez. Instructors for the
I was beat up
are
today.
directors
Oh, so I was
Jose
gonna text
Valenzuela,
everyone and say, hey, I'm
Bernat
running.
Peña, and Jay
I could really use your help. You know,
percussion
where you
director
got Moses.
Kevin Gonzalez, and
Politics
tournament instructor
people say,
Ashley
on my
Aranda.
list, go out and vote, and then block walking with you. Block walking would be great. But I'd like to take
Drum majors Luis Diaz and Elias Santana. You may begin your halftime performance.
In the morning, we can't cover all the, right? No matter how, I don't know what that city, it's smaller than the city council district.
Right, it is. It's still a lot. Like over here, it's from like from where I live, it goes south down Zapata Highway and then to the west towards Meadow. So where the armory is, the Parks and Rec is, that whole neighborhood, that feeds Dikey's, all the way to Meadow. So Meadow stops, and then I go to Heights Elementary, so it's HEB Guadalupe, all the way to Slaughter Park. So all that neighborhood, east or south of Chihuahua. So that's where Casey lives. And it doesn't include. Memorial. I'm trying to think if it includes Nick and Chuy de la Cuella. It may stop at Market. It may be between Market and like Guadalupe. And then a little bit of Memorial over by Gallego Elementary. So I have an aunt that lives, 2 aunts that live out there, and a friend of my aunt's. So where Cecilia Moreno lives, all that area. So, yeah, it's a weird drawn district. It's bizarre. Yes, and it's supposed to change. No, this one hasn't. So Noyola told me that right after this election they're going to change the boundaries. So next time around, I may not be in District 5, I may be District 6. Alex Phelps, Margie Ibarra's daughter, Sandra. The Zapata but Melissa's friend. And then a lady that I don't know, Sandra Masi. But it's majority people plus 1. No 50 plus 1. So don't run off.
So how are you this year? You doing well, Olivia? Nice to see you. You got a ticket price on that? I think it'll be all right.
I'm gonna get pizza to everybody. Free pizza.
Done deal. Angel. You haven't burned me before. I can't imagine it happening. That's the way I look at it.
Life is full of great moments, special moments, shared with friends, family, and loved ones. But for some, pain deprives us from fully enjoying these moments. If chronic pain is keeping you from fully enjoying life, there is hope. Hi, I'm Dr. Marta Martinez. At Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, we're dedicated to treating our patients with the most advanced and compassionate care possible. Visit us for an evaluation and let our experienced staff help you get back to living a pain-free life.
The city, government in general. Absolutely.
It's time! Live Fall Concert 2022. Get ready for Signo. Sonido. Eric y su grupo Mazuri.
Les traigo esta cumbia que tiene rico baile.
Costumbre.
Una delicia.
Live Fall Concert, October 1st, one night only. Make plans to attend Fall's biggest event at the Webb County Fairgrounds. Live Fall Concert, presented by Cerveza 2X, Tecate Alta, Z93, and Big Buck 98.1.
Flores Castaño, importers and distributors of fine foods and products from Mexico and South Texas. With over 50 years' experience, Flores Castaño offers a wide array of recognizable brands such as Topo Chico, La Costeña, Umex Juices, Herde Salsas, and Doña Maria Mole. Flores Castaño is committed to serving its customers and community. Flores Castaño, a legacy of excellence.
And sponsors. Together, our team spirit makes our UIC shine. Good luck to everyone.
Hi, I'm Anita Flores Oliveros, UASD board member for District 3. I want to welcome everyone to the Bill Johnson Student Activity Complex. As this football season begins, I want to extend best wishes to all student athletes, coaches, band members, cheerleaders, dance squads, team members, and their sponsors. This beautiful facility provides a showcase for our students and allows them to perform at their
When we go to
very
break,
best.
are y'all muting our mics or they're always live? But even when, how do you know when we go to break?
Employee secure.
A world of opportunities awaits students enrolled at Laredo and United ISD. Our schools are ranked amongst the best in the state.
We want to ensure parents that our schools are safe. Trained police departments and support staff provide a safe and secure environment.
Everyone wants what is best for the youth of our community.
That's why we invite our families to enroll their children now at Laredo and United ISD.
Together, we can do more.
For our children and our community.
This is Javier Montemayor, your trustee for District 5. Due to recent events, there's a growing concern for safety and security at schools and in public places. Our law enforcement agencies work around the clock to keep our community safe, but it is up to us to be the first line of defense. If you see or hear of any suspicious behavior at or outside of your school, report it to teachers, coaches,
Dial The Toros moving from right to left. A short kickoff. Fair catch is made, and the Toros will have excellent field position.
Excellent, and with the type of offense they have.
McDonald's quarter pounder with
They burned about 6.5 minutes off the first drive of the game.
Right.
So that's their game plan. First plot, run the ball, don't give the opposing offense the opportunity to score. You know what? It's 7-7, but technically it's 0-0. Got 2 quarters to go. Let's see if they can make that work a little better than they did the first half. Because the LBJ offense had some good drives that you weren't able to sustain them.
Speaking of scoring, only 2 scores in the first half. Both came in the second quarter. LBJ got on the board first, 11 to go in the second. A 20-yard touchdown pass from the sophomore Trejo to number 11, Rodriguez. And then Jacob Lozano gets a 13-yard TD run late in the second quarter to tie it all up at 7-7. Here on first down, it's Jacob Lozano out of the Wildcat, takes a snap, runs right, but there is a pack of wolves. I've been dying to say that all night, Joe.
That was a pack of wolves. And the lead wolf was a cornerback coming off his receiver. He realized right away this was all runs. He came in, he really pushed Lozano back into the pack of wolves, as you pointed out.
Loss of a yard on the play. Pushes the line of scrimmage back to the 34. No, I stand corrected. Line of scrimmage remains the 35-yard line. 2nd and 10 now for Cigarroa. 3 receivers to the far right along the visitor sideline. Another run out of the Wildcat. Bounces out to the left. Out of green for Jacob Lozano and the Toros. Actually, it's Julio Garcia. He gets pushed out of bounds. I need to slow down because my mind is working faster than my mouth, and it is Jacob Lozano. So I correct myself for the second time. But he gets pushed out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. So a nice 30-yard pickup here for the Toros.
You know, you think you have him tied up. You think you know his game plan. They run to the other side, and the blocking was beautiful. Sealed that far inside of the field, and he was able just to go right around that last block, and he just tailed it down the sideline, and he was caught by a defensive back at a great angle. But nonetheless, that's a big chunk of yards.
Yeah, the formation had 3 receivers to the right, but then there's 3 defenders over there. He ran left where there was no receivers, and like you said, able to turn that corner. Now we have a quick timeout here. It's a penalty flag, and here comes the call. And earlier in the game, you talked about these kind of mental mistakes where they get a big play, and then they get a penalty, and it kind of brings a low to the high.
Well, the truth of the matter is, apart from those penalties being the pain in the rear end, you know, I will take Jacob Lozano one-on-one with anyone to see in Laredo, and I'm going to say he's going to win 9 times out of 10.
1st and 15 now for the Toros after the penalty. And it's a direct snap to Julio Garcia. This time I get the number right. No gain on the play. He's tackled at the 33-yard line, and that's where the line of scrimmage will remain.
Another exciting game. You know, we were in the same type of scenario last week with LBJ Martin. LBJ winning 14-7, but
no game on the
we're
play.
talking about how easy our jobs are to announce games when they're this good.
I asked Manolo Rangel, who's a PA announcer, to see if he can get us a scoring update from Shirley Fields. So he said he'd text me eventually and waiting to hear from him. On 2nd down, direct snap again out of the Wildcat. Jacob Lozano with the carry. This time maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Not as successful as it was 2 plays ago.
No, you know, to start the game, we talked about Costilla and Reina tackles for LBJ, and they really held their blocks there. And there's a big, massive humanity, and you really know where to go, and they get an opportunity for Sebastian Palacios to clean up the mess. The mess was caused by defensive tackles.
3rd and 14 now for the Toros. Ball at the 32-yard line. Ethan Solis back in at quarterback. Looking to pass. Fires to his right. Has a receiver downfield. There's a battle, some shoving. It looks like the catch is made. It's intercepted by the Wolves, and the defender is up and running. But now we have a penalty flag back at about the 2-yard line. Interception made by number 5, Ricky Sanchez. But there is a flag. It's actually in the end zone.
It was a little bit of extracurricular jarring going off after the defensive back was already downfield. A little bit of pushing and shoving back there. I don't think the referee liked what either one was doing or saying.
So we'll wait for the official call. The group of officials have gathered to discuss it. The defender was the intended receiver was Jacob Lozano. And it was thrown into double coverage. Wind at the back right now. Here comes the official call. So the penalty is called on Cigarroa. So in addition to the return They attack on 15 more yards. It gives LBJ a first down inside Toto territory after the assessment of the penalty.
I don't know if you want to upset Lozano, but in the first half, he had a touchdown call back for a little bit of taunting, and now he has a personal foul after the interception. So those are two types of penalties that you really don't want to get ever, and he has two this evening. Young man's a great athlete, but he's got to control his emotions maybe a little bit better.
First and 10 for the Wolves now at the Toto 41-yard line. Handoff to Rene Ramos, gets hit in the backfield. Oh my God, tongue twister tonight. A loss of 2 yards there. They'll push the line of scrimmage back to the 43-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12 for LBJ.
Giving credit to the defensive tackles for LBJ. Same thing as Cigarroa. Front three did. They really were able to hold up their blocks and not get the offensive line for LBJ was not able to get any push at all.
We're here at the onset of the third quarter. Another handoff going to Ramos, running to the right side, bounces outside, gets to about the 40-yard line. This will be a gain of maybe 3 yards on the play.
You almost think, of course, we have a better vantage point than on the field for the running back.
Yeah, Ramos runs out of bounds
a really quick pull to cut that back in and pick up a few more positive
Also
yards.
one on the play. Brings up
Decides to
3rd and
keep it all
11.
Outside and gets pushed out of bounds.
9 minutes left in the third quarter. This is the first offensive possession for the Wolves. Cigarroa took the opening kickoff, marched down the field. We're threatening to score until LBJ intercepted the ball. And now here they are with 3rd and 11 from the 42-yard line. 3 receivers far left. The running back, Rene Ramos, in the backfield. In at quarterback is Jerry Mendoza, number 1. We may see a wildcat here. No, it looks to pass. It's a little swing pass. It is complete to number 4. That is Martin Flores. I think the first time we call his name tonight. He gets tackled shy of the first down marker. It'll bring up a 4th and short. They're deep in Toto territory. I think they're going for it on 4th down.
I would think so too, and I'm going to correct you only because it's impressive that the defensive end can be the swing receiver. That was Sebastian Palacios.
Oh, I thought it was number 4. It's number 8.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah, so it's always impressive when you can be a defensive lineman and then you can be in the backfield also.
I talked to Coach Mireles pregame. He says Sebastian Palacios is the best athlete on our team. On 4th down, the pass goes to Cortez. The Toto defense are going to hold him. They're not going to get the first down. The Totos take over on down.
That's beautiful after you give up that interception and an unsportsmanlike penalty to give you good field position. Cigarroa's defense is able to stop LBJ, take over on downs, and now they're back at it.
So LBJ had the big interception at the goal line and returned it about 40 yards and then tacked on another 15 after the personal foul penalty. But LBJ...
Defense just came out to play and was, like you said, was able to get the ball back for their offense.
3 receivers wide right towards the visitor sideline for the Totos. They're headed to the northern goal. Ethan Solis looks to pass, tucks it, decides to run, and he's dropped here close to the line of scrimmage.
That was number 4, Martin Flores. He's a sophomore. I think you were talking about some of the sophomores playing, and they've really shown this evening for LBJ.
No gain on the play. Line of scrimmage remains at 34-yard line. 2nd and 10 for Cigarroa. This time 1 receiver wide left, 2 wide right, empty backfield. Ethan Solis for quarterback. He's in the gun. Going to the air, does not drop back. Now he's under pressure, rolls to his right, fires. The pass is underthrown though.
He's running for his life back there.
And I think he threw off his back foot too. Couldn't get any momentum on that ball.
It's hard to get your passing game going when your passer is running for his life.
So the incomplete pass will bring up a 3rd and 10 for Cigarroa. Ball remains at the 34-yard line. 7:39 left here in the third quarter. 7-7 is our score between LBJ and Cigarroa. Gives me a quick chance to say thank you to Carlos Rene Ramirez Jr. for taking the time to show the role that faith plays in his life. We wish him best in all his endeavors. So here's a big 3rd down for the Totos. 2 receivers wide right, 1 in the slot. Here's a pitch. Jacob Lozano pitching the ball, but it's going to be a loss of yards, and there's a penalty flag in the backfield.
That was a wildcat option. Hadn't seen that one in a while.
We haven't seen that tonight at all. Looks like it may go against the Totos, and LBJ would decline.
And holding. Offense. Number 1. That's Medicine's decline of the play. 4th down.
So that'll force the Todos to punt here on 4th and about 12, and Lozano backs up to do the punting.
Well, the reason I believe that didn't work was because on the option, you need to the first running back needs to run directly at the line of scrimmage and make the defensive end commit. He sort of ran horizontal to it, and they had the whole defensive line chasing him.
Plus, they ran to the short side of the field. So on 4th down, the Todos are punting. Lozano with a high snap.
Sebastian Palacios is going to kill him. Nope.
Lozano gets the ball away. There was no killing. Thou shalt not kill, Joe.
I'm sorry.
That's a commandment.
I mean, kill in the nicest way possible. Clobber him.
It's a commandment.
There was no killing, though.
No killing.
No killing.
1st and 10 from the Todo 47-yard line. The Wolves now with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Trejo in at quarterback. Rene Ramos in the backfield with him.
Ramos had a pretty solid game this evening, though.
Yes, she has. 1 second on the play clock. They barely got the ball off without being penalized. Ramos running to the left, 10 yards. Ramos at the 30, slows down and goes out of bounds to the 25-yard line. And just like that, he picks up about 20 yards on the run.
I just finished saying he's had a really solid game, and he goes, yes, I have, Mr. Palacios, and here's another 20 yards for me.
So that turns out to be about a 22-yard gain as they spot this at the 26-yard line. We have an official's timeout. We'll take a quick one with it. We'll be right back after these brief messages. You're listening to Faith in Football.
Sorry about the kill thing.
Third quarter, Wolves 7, Cigarroa 7. LBJ now with a 1st and 10. They're at the total 26-yard line. 3 receivers wide right. Trejo in the gun. Ramos in the backfield. He looks to his right, slip screen, complete to Cortez. Didn't work last time, works this time, but Cortez slips up on his own.
Yeah, he's going to pick up another 3, 4, 5 yards if he hadn't lost his footing, but he did break a tackle eventually to get those positive yards.
I'm always interested. On natural turf, I can understand the turf giving out under your foot and you slip up. But on artificial turf, I wonder what causes that to happen when you lose your footing.
Happy feet. You didn't pick up your feet.
3-yard gain makes it 2nd and 7 now. Ball line of scrimmage at 26-yard line. Trejo going to the air, has time, fires far right to the end zone. Intended receivers Mendoza. This ball lands out of bounds. It was uncatchable. And so it'll bring up a 3rd down now for LBJ.
I'm really impressed with Trejo. The second quarter also, and this 3rd quarter, how well he's throwing literally into a very stiff wind. He's getting the ball downfield.
He sure is. And I'm impressed with the play calling that allows for him to throw downfield.
We talked about Coach Medetta sort of being the offensive guru.
On 3rd down, it's a swing pass out of the backfield to Ramos. He's going to get stopped about 2 yards shy of the 1st down marker, so it'll bring up a 4th down again. Last time they went for a field goal, didn't work. So do they go for it here, Joe?
They got a 4th and 3 going. It seems like they're taking special teams. Needs a little bit of work. We saw it last week. You see it this week. They're going to be taking into a stiff wind. I can't imagine Coach Mireles not going for it here.
Timeout being taken by the Wolves. We'll take one with them. Back after these messages on KHOY.
Turn out. LBJ.
a mice fur, the fur of a mouse. Yeah, the furry microphone win.
Our children deserve a safe, secure, and healthy
Bring it back.
environment,
Bring it back.
physically, emotionally, and mentally.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week. It's Faith in Football. We're live from the Bill Johnson Student Activity Complex. 6:03 left in the third quarter. It's 7-7. The Todos and the Wolves. LBJ threatening. It's 4th and 3 as we come out of the timeout. Ball is at the Toto 19-yard line. So LBJ in the red zone on a 4th down. Two receivers wide left, one wide right by the LBJ sideline. Lined up in the slot is number 11. That is Rodriguez.
We got Sebastian Palacios, quarterback in a Wildcat.
He's going to keep it and run to the right side. Sebastian Palacios at the 15. Sebastian Palacios out at the 10-yard line. If the play stands, it'll be a first down, but I think it's going to come back because there is a penalty flag and normally thrown in the area where they call a holding. Here comes the official call.
Holding. Offense. Number 53. Opportunity penalty for the
Now it's 4th and 14. What do you do here? You can't punt.
And you can't kick because they're kicking into the
You
wind.
go for 4th and 14.
Yep, might as well.
And then you'll get, look at them. If they don't convert, they get the ball minimum at the 30. Cigarroa Toros. And so, yeah, I guess field position game is here. You're not going to punt here. You're not going to be able to kick it either. They're on the field, the offense.
Roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
So the line of scrimmage after the penalty is pushed back to the 29-yard line. As Joe mentioned, about 4th and 13 now. Two receivers to either side. Ramos in the backfield. Trejo back in at quarterback in the gun. Takes the snap, looks to throw, has time, fires to the end zone. It's Mendoza. Touchdown. Whoa, no! Incomplete. It came out at the very end. Incomplete.
Wow.
I thought it was a TD for the Wolves.
I thought so too. As a matter of fact, the defensive back sort of put his helmet right on the ball, just looking at it, popped it right out.
I'd like to see the replay on that one. And they're not doing the replay. I'm disappointed. Casey King, play the replay. Whenever there's a questionable call here at the SAC, they never air the replay. They don't want to create controversy. They want to avoid any kind of controversy. Yes. So it's 5:49 to go. That was a 4th down play. Cigarroa takes over on downs. 5:49 left in the third quarter. So the score remains 7-7. Todos with a 1st and 10 now from their own 29-yard line. And out of the Wildcat, that looks like Jacob Lozano runs right up the middle. Gets to about the 34-yard line. We'll call it a 5-yard gain.
That was number 8.
That's okay. They don't know.
Well, no. I'm just curious as to where Lozano is. Now he's coming in.
Was taking a break after playing defense.
Well, he did. He was in that defensive play to break up the touchdown.
I told you last week you could give me Rubenitis.
I don't know who that is.
Jacob Lozano bounces to the left, lowers his shoulder, breaks one tackle, cuts back now. Now he'll be tackled near the 50-yard line, but not before an exciting run. That will go down as at about a 17-yard gain by Jacob Lozano, tackled inside LBJ territory.
Holy shnikes, he lowered the boom on that
Yes,
defensive player, didn't he?
his right shoulder.
And then he decided to turn around and look for more. He said, I'm not going to turn around and hit someone again.
Like he wanted contact.
No, he was looking for it. You saw him come back in.
Yeah.
Wow, he's going to kill stuff.
No, thou shalt not kill, Joe. Thou shalt not kill. It's a commandment. It's a commandment.
He's going to play very physically.
Yes. It's like he forgot he was on offense and looked like he wanted to tackle
Turn around
someone.
and look for someone.
1st and 10 for Cigarroa at the LBJ 49. Play is blown dead. Penalty. It'll be a false start against the Toros. So for the 3rd time tonight, after a big Jacob Lozano play, there's a penalty flag that kind of slows down that positive momentum.
Is it adrenaline? Is it the heat of the moment?
Are they in a hurry? Is it fatigue?
It could be. I'm tired. I'm just standing out here.
So now it's 1st and 15. Ball is pushed back to the Cigarroa 46. Jacob Lozano out of the Wildcat, but this time not as successful. Maybe a 2-yard gain. Next week, I want to remind you, we'll be back here on a Thursday night. Mark your calendar. It'll be Thursday night live for Faith in Football as we get to see the South Panthers for the first time this year. Excited to see Joe Koss and his crew, the defending district champions. They'll be taking on PSJA North, the Raiders, as Chris Berman would say, Raiders.
Just win, baby. Just win.
Well, in this case, we want the Panthers to just win, not the Raiders.
It's Al Davis.
2nd and 13 now for the Toros. Ball at their own 48-yard line. Jacob looked like he wanted to throw the ball, keeps it on the ground, but there's about 8 guys attacking him at the line of scrimmage. They're saying, you know what? If you want to beat us with a pass, you can go right ahead. We're not going to let you beat us on the ground, Jacob Lozano. And with that, we have an official's timeout on the field. We'll take one with them. 3:43 left in the third quarter. It's 7-7. You're listening to Faith in Football. I wish I'd saved some water for this. I drank it all. It was 8 o'clock. It was like 8:01 or 7:59.
So, anyways, at the brunch last Saturday, I go, don't touch me.
What was he doing?
Because he was trying to put, I go.
You were posing or what?
Well, he was trying to get my head tilted the right way.
For the photo?
For the photo. I go, I said, don't touch me. I'm a grown man. You can tell me how to move my head. I can understand instructions. Christy Alexander. Don't touch me.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week. It's Faith in Football. After that official's timeout, it's 3rd and about 13 for the Toros. Line of scrimmage is their own 48-yard line. 3:40 and ticking in the third quarter. Score remains the same, 7-7. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's going to stay on the ground. They're not attempting to throw the ball. And this time it looked like Julio Garcia with the carry. And he gets back close to the original line of scrimmage, but it's going to be a 4th and like about 8 now for the Toros, and I would think they'd be punting. Are you surprised that Cigarroa is not trying to throw the ball more?
I'm surprised they're not feeding Lozano.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a coach by any means. I'm an amateur football lover. I mean, you got the best athlete in town, and we believe from what we saw last year, what he did last week. I would just give him the ball repeatedly in the Wildcat.
4th and 9 officially for the Toros. The aforementioned Lozano punting for Cigarroa. Gets it away this time without fanfare. Good snap, good punt. And LBJ takes over with the first down. So once again, next week we'll be back here on a Thursday night. Be sure to help spread the word about the broadcast. It'll be South hosting